Hi, everyone, and welcome to Simple Marketing Academy. This is where small business owners, entrepreneurs, and solopreneurs come to learn very simple, cost-effective marketing techniques to help them grow their business, gain more customers, and increase their revenue. Today, we're going to be talking about what kinds of videos you can make to market your small business. Now, to start out, let's say not everyone loves to make videos. I'm included in that bunch because I really don't want to put makeup on and do my hair and all those other things every day. Sometimes I'm too lazy for those things. But I think it's so important to make yourself do it. And once you get out there and you actually make the video, it feels so good to have it out there and to share that information with others who need it, who need your help. So I think the negatives, the positives really outweigh the negatives on video making, but I do understand that not everyone is completely comfortable with it. Now, also remember that if you're not completely comfortable on camera, there may be someone in your business who is and is capable of producing or just, being on camera and talking about your product or service. The other thing to remember is that you can also produce a video where you're not on camera. You may be showing a screen or showing a product, or the video may be as if it's looking from your eyes out. So there are other ways to do it. In addition, you can also have a podcast. So if you're comfortable talking but don't want to be on camera, a podcast is a great way to go also. Now, for me, what I generally try to do, not all videos lend themselves to podcasts, but in general, if it does, I will create the video, edit it, simple editing we'll talk about later. Then I will use the audio to make my podcast. So it's the same information being shared in many cases, and I'm just doing the work one time. So that's a really nice way to do it too. You're appealing to people who want to hear it and those who want to see it, because everyone learns different and everyone prefers a different method of taking in information. So all of that being said, the reasons that you need to post is that, first of all, video is the most powerful format to get your message across. People pay more attention to video than a static post, an image post, any other thing. So video is also a great way to help people get to know, like, and trust you. And those things have to happen before people are going to buy from you, for the most part. So you'll hear me say for the most part a lot, because obviously there are, situations where something happens and it's kind of a fluke. But in general, that is the way that it works. So the videos help with that tremendously. They also help to teach people about your product, your service, or your industry. So, they may not realize that what you have can help them. And by you discussing it kind of in layman's terms, it can help people who may not understand what you do learn about what you do, how you can help them, and then begin to trust you. So let me give you an example. So when I started making videos and putting them on LinkedIn, I started getting comments back after several videos saying, people would say to me, Jill, I didn't know that's what you did, because we don't really understand each other's job unless we're in that field. After that, people started to say to me, wow, Jill, you really know what you're doing. And then it became, Jill, can you help me? And that was such an amazing and eye-opening transformation. It was so cool to see what was happening with my videos. Not only was I sharing information that was helping others, I was telling other people what I did. I didn't realize most people didn't know. It's on my LinkedIn profile. That means nothing. We don't know the details of each other's jobs. So it was also cool that it was resonating with my ideal clients and customers and bringing them in so I could help them even more. So that was really cool. Now, that's kind of partially why you need to do it. The other thing is that video can help with your SEO, your search engine optimization. So if someone is searching for you, and not only does it surface your website, but you've got videos, you've got social media, you've got all these things that can help surface your business when someone is searching for your product or service. In addition, we'll talk about where to put the videos later, but YouTube is owned by Google. Google is the number one search engine in the world. So YouTube is essentially a search engine. So videos on YouTube also help to surface your business to those looking for your product or service. So there's so many reasons to do it. And once you get started, it becomes easy. Please remember that this is very different than if you're watching a movie or a TV show. Nobody on YouTube wants, in general, to see somebody that's perfect and polished and in a studio and makes millions of dollars. They can't relate to that person. So they'd rather see somebody who's a little bit ahead of them, who has something that can help them, who they can relate to, somebody who kind of started where they were, and can really make an impact on them and that they can relate to and feel is approachable. So don't think of it like, oh gosh, I'm not doing this because I'm not perfect at it. I'm not perfect at it. Look at these videos. They're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I am not going to spend 10 hours editing them. I'm just not going to do that. It's not a good use of my time. But what I put together is helpful enough to help my ideal clients and customers and give them information that they need. So don't get wound up in any of that kind of stuff. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is, what do you need to make videos? Not a lot. Now, I do have a microphone, which you can kind of see in this picture here. But my microphone, I want to say it costs like $65. The little fuzzy thing on the top is called a pop filter to kind of cut down on the sharp popping P noises. And that was $2. I also have a light that you can't see, but it's a little ring light. And that was in the 20s, I think. And I do have a camera on my monitor. And that was maybe, I don't know, I'll have to look. It was under $50 as well. So for, maybe $100, you can buy all of these things. If you're not ready to buy them, then don't. Use either the camera on your computer, the camera on your smartphone, and just make sure you use earbuds. Use the earbuds that came with your cell phone, your smartphone. So you're going to have to make sure that you have good sound, good lighting. Those are really crucial. Make sure you have good sound and good lighting when you make your videos. But again, you don't need to go crazy. Sit in front of a window. Right now, the shade, it's shaded on this side of the house, so it doesn't work for me. But if you can see behind me, probably if I sat in front of those windows, I wouldn't even need my light. So you can get started with what you have. Do not let that hold you back. So if any of you know who Chalene Johnson is, she's now she's like a really famous business influencer, and she's big on Instagram. But when she started out, she was in the fitness industry and she was doing infomercials, and she just didn't like the way they were turning out. She took her cell phone, nothing else, her cell phone, and made a video that became one of the most popular videos and created the most sales of fitness videos in the entire industry from her cell phone. Even though she had the resources, she wasn't loving how it came out and wanted to be more authentic and real. And that is the video that resonated with people, not the high budget ones. And that's very common today. So keep that in mind and don't be psyched out about making videos. So the next thing that I want to talk about is how do you edit your videos? I do very little editing, and I do it all I have a Mac. So I create the video, like this screen that I'm talking to you through. I'm doing this through Photo Booth, which comes with your Mac. And I edit it through iMovie, which also comes with your Mac. So the editing is extremely simple. Just look up a short video on YouTube asking about what's the easiest way to edit, and you'll find answers. So all I'm really doing is cutting out if I say a lot or if I stop and lose my place. That's all I'm really cutting out. And sometimes I might want to take a little screenshot and pop it in there. Or videotape my screen. Those are pretty easy to do as well, but I'm not going to get into details on that today. But the editing is really simple in that platform. And in iMovie itself, you can download the video. I can download just the audio. So there's my YouTube video, and there is my podcast right there. And I just did the work once. Now, a good thing to do, and I'm a terrible example, but a good thing to do is also to have a caption file created. So you can use a service like rev.com. The only bad thing is Rev is expensive, but you can look up and see what other services there are that you can use. Having a caption file does a few things. One is it gives anyone that's hearing impaired the ability to read your video and still learn the information. The other thing is most people watch videos with the sound off. So you've kind of conquered that. You're able to speak to those people as well. In addition, when you get a caption file, then you also can get with it a free text file. You can upload the text file to your website and have a blog post. So one video and you've got a video, a podcast, and a blog post all right there. When you upload a text file and it's from a video, you want to make sure that you say, this is a transcript of, because it's not going to be in blog format, it's in conversational format. So that's all you do is put at the top right there, this is a transcript, put a link to the podcast, link to the video, and you're all set. I don't know if you guys can see this, but my chair keeps lowering and lowering and lowering. So I'm going to fix this. Okay, that's so much better. One of the other things I want to talk about is where are you going to post these videos? Well, we already mentioned YouTube. Now, YouTube does a few things. So one, it's completely free. So you want to make a YouTube channel. That is a wonderful place to store and kind of organize in folders or playlists, as they call it on YouTube, all of your videos. It's a great place to house them. Now, you also want to upload them to, maybe Facebook if you use it. If you're B2B, you definitely want to upload them to LinkedIn. If your ideal client or customer is another business, you want to upload them to LinkedIn. So that's another place to put them. In addition, you might find that Pinterest works for you. You can put these anywhere. You can also just link to them if that's easier from YouTube. So, it's a lot of times it's better to natively upload it to the platform. In other words, just upload the video instead of putting that link to YouTube. But sometimes the video is too long. Sometimes the platform is too difficult. Sometimes it's just too darn time consuming. So if it is, don't go crazy. Just make sure to share it everywhere that you can share it once you've created it. The other place to put it, and maybe not all of them, is going to be your website. But if nothing else, have a link to your social media on your website. So make sure you have a link there that is to each of your social media sites, including YouTube. And I think the other thing to keep in mind there is that you also want to have something on your menu. So if you look at foxsocialmedia.com and you look at the menu, it says free training. Well, all of my videos on YouTube are free for anyone to access, and they're training videos. So I call that free training and put a link to it right there on the menu on my website. I've also got a link down further on the homepage, and you can just scroll through my website and see what it looks like. Is it the most perfect thing ever? No, but it's simple, easy to use, easy to find things. It has the information people need. And we're kind of always tweaking it all the time, but don't let perfection stop you. So don't let, how does the saying go? Don't let, perfect be the enemy of done. Don't wait for perfect. Nobody cares. So the next thing I think that we need to talk about is, what do you post? Oh my gosh, I have no idea what to post. Okay, this is easy. Once I start jogging your brain, get you rolling here, you're going to come up with so many ideas. So the other thing I want to tell you, and I will put this in the description of the video and the show notes of the podcast, I have 3 different lists of 50 post ideas. One is for small businesses, one is for product-based businesses, one is for service-based businesses. They're all free and you're welcome to them. I'll put a link. Go to the show notes or the description to go get that. So let me talk about a few of them with you. The very first one I think you should do is I think you should introduce yourself as or the face of the business and talk about what your business does, who you serve, how people are better off after they've used your product or service. Also, it's great to give a little personal information, but this depends on how comfortable you are. For instance, I'm going to say I've had Fox Social Media for 13 years. I've been helping small businesses to market and grow for 13 years now. And one of the things that I found was that there was a lot of people who could not afford my done for you services who needed help. And I really wanted to help them. So I created something called Simple Marketing Support, where they can just join for a very small monthly fee and get access to all kinds of information, my how-to videos, my blueprints on how to create a strategy and what to do. And they could also have access to me in that we have a Q&A weekly. You just jump on Zoom or whichever platform I'm using at the time, and there we have a Q&A, so you can ask all your questions. So instead of me doing everything for them, I'm teaching them how to do it themselves with me there to support them. And that was so cool. So that's something that I like to talk about, and that would be great to explain it. So, I can say that Simple Marketing Support helps very small business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs who cannot afford done-for-you services to learn to market their own small business in just 30 minutes a day with a very small budget. And in doing so, this is going to help them find more clients and customers, get more sales, and increase their revenue. So you can kind of see that's the things you can talk about. That's where I would definitely start. From there, I think it's really great to have specific videos about your products and services, and maybe don't go into it with the buy this, do this, this is going to help, but go into it with the, hey, do you need some help with your marketing? Are you struggling with your business? Don't want to shell out a ton of money? Here's some ideas for you. Let's talk about video marketing. Let's talk about email marketing. Let's talk about, all the different ways, your website, social media marketing. Let's talk about all those things in short videos, each one a short video. And you can talk about how to help. How can you help? People don't want to watch a sales pitch. They want a video that teaches them something and has actionable steps they can take. So at the end, absolutely offer your product and service. Talk about it. Hey, I hope this was helpful, but if you need more help, go to foxsocialmedia.com and you can look at our services. We have done for you packages, we have custom done for you services, and we also have simple marketing support if you want to learn to do it yourself and spend just a little bit each month to have the backup and the support you need on the back end. So that's pretty simple, right? And that's straightforward. The other things you can talk about, introduce your team members, the ones who are comfortable. We never want to make anyone feel like they have to be on social media. It's a very personal thing. We never want to make anyone feel like they have to share a business post. It's totally up to them. If they're comfortable, some people love it. So, tell them, hey, I'd love to have you do a video for me. You're so, articulate. You explain this so well. You're so happy and positive with all the customers. Take their best features. Sometimes that's all it takes too. People want to know they can approach you. They want you to be approachable. And if you have this super happy, fun-loving, kind person in a video and all they're doing is a tour, people start to feel like, I could work with them. I can call them. I'm comfortable. Look how nice they are. And that goes a very long way too. Being genuine, be real, and be kind and helpful. And things start to work out from there. So the other things you can do are show glimpses of things behind the scenes. Like you could even have a manufacturing line and go, oh my God, most boring thing in the world, because you see it every day. And the rest of us are like, that is so cool. I didn't know how that worked. I didn't know that's how you made shoes or cars or parts or anything. So to remember, the rest of us, it's kind of cool. So we like to see the inside. You can share industry news and updates. You can, we talked about meet your team, how-to videos and tutorials. So maybe you have a lot of individual products. So if you can do a video with each product, or start with the ones that are sold the most, and just do a quick, this is how to use it. You wouldn't believe how, and I'm a great example of this, how I can get fouled up on the simplest thing. And there's a lot of people like me. You could give me 3 parts and I'll build it wrong. Hands down, I will build it wrong the first time. So if somebody is showing me, that's going to help a lot. And I'm not alone in this. So, don't think you're talking down or teaching something that's dumb. It is not. So the other things, let's see, what else can you do? You can do before and after photos if that's appropriate. You can do quizzes. Go on foxsocialmedia.com. Let's take this quiz. So what the quiz does is it asks you some questions and it kind of finds where you need help. And then it will send you an email to give you more resources for the area you're most looking for help in. So for instance, I'm great at social media, but I don't know anything about email marketing. Jill, how does that work? So you take the quiz and it says, you could use help with email marketing. So here's some resources, or here's how we can help you, kind of thing. So go look at that and you can see what you can do. Free. That quiz pop-up quiz builder is free. The other things you can talk about are before and after, client success stories. You can do tips and tricks in your industry that help others. Highlight any charity work your business does. This is massively huge. Some of this is my personal opinion, but I can't tell you, me and other people, how important it is that a business has values and is charitable. You could be the tiniest little business with no budget. Don't spend money. Let your team go a half a day and help at a food bank or help at your local shelter, anything in any area that's close to your heart. So one of my clients, they're pretty successful now, they've grown quite a bit, but they've had they kind of pulled their team, said, okay, what charities are important to you? They picked 3, they're in 3 different areas, and every month the employees vote to which charity the donation in their name goes to. So the company puts all the money in, but they get a donation given in the employee's name. And I think that's so cool. I love how they do that. So that's information for another video. The other things, did you know facts, your business's origin story, spotlight a customer of the month, but always get their permission first. Always. In writing too. Any webinars, you can do the Throwback Thursday thing. Let's say you're a car manufacturer and things are so industrialized. You share a photo from the plant that created the very first car way back when, things like that. People love humor. So anything that's funny, you can do, short videos on these things. So some of the things I'm talking about right now don't lend themselves to a longer video. This is a longer video because there's a lot to cover, but you can do 1-minute videos. When you do that, you can share them as reels on TikTok, on Instagram. You can share them on Facebook. You can put them pretty much anywhere you want to. And YouTube has a section called Shorts now, and they go in there. So these are great too. So when I'm saying, tip of the month, that's not very long. Minute video or something. The shorts do very well also. You can also take a longer video you've created. Let's say we talk about 5 different things in a video, and you can break it down. You can repurpose that content and only talk about number 1 in this short video, only number 2 in this short video, etc. So there's a lot you can do. You can do something like a discount, a coupon, a sale, and you can make a short video about it where you're going around, you're showing the product, you're showing how the service works, you're showing the team, whatever's relevant. But you're talking to people, here's how it works, here's our money back guarantee, those kind of things. What it does, who's it for, and what the outcome is of using it. You keep those three things in mind when you make these. You can run a caption contest. This is so cool too. We're trying to name this new smoothie we have at our shop, and our team can't agree on the name, so you guys name it. And here's the ingredients, and you can show the team going, no, I want this name. No, I want this name. You can do something kind of entertaining like that as well. You can share motivational messages, holidays, things like that. You can do a day in the life. What is a day in the life of one of your employees like? What do they do? What's your sales team do? Well, how about the people we never see that are behind the scenes? Anytime you're at a conference, a convention, a training, if you can do this is where those short videos come in. You showcase your process. I could go on for hours and hours. There's way too many for me to keep going on and on about, but you get the idea. So let's just recap what kind of videos you want to make to help you market your small business on social media. So first of all, we talked about why. Why do you need to post? Then we also talked about the fact that there's no experience needed here. And just a side note, a lot of celebrities who are ultra famous and do great on television have bombed on YouTube. It's a completely different platform. That's not what people go to YouTube for. They don't go so much for entertainment as they do for learning, or sometimes for entertainment, but it's different. We also talked about what equipment you need. If you're just getting started, don't buy any. Don't buy any. Again, good lighting, good sound are really important. And then we just discussed, what do I talk about? What do I talk about here? And remember, go to, you can either go to foxsocialmedia.com or go to the show notes or the description, depending if you're on the video or podcast, and find the links. And I will have links in there for two different things for you. One is my 3 different lists of 50 post ideas. One is for small business. One is for product-based small business. One is for service-based small business. And there's obviously some overlap in them, but I'll put all 3 in there for you. The other thing you can get, and all of this is free, is my ebook. And the ebook is your social media blueprint. It just gives you kind of an outline list of what you need to do and the things you need to check off. And again, the whys and all those things are in there. So it's kind of your map to follow to do the social media for your small business. Great whether you're just starting or you already have it set up and want to make sure you're covering all the bases. So go get those. The last thing we talked about the other thing we talked about is what platforms to be on. And basically put it everywhere you can, but never forget YouTube, because that's so important. So I hope this was super helpful. If you have any questions at all, just contact us on foxsocialmedia.com. Thank you so much for being with me today, and I will see you in the next episode.